Have you ever heard the story of the village that was almost eaten out of house and home by a giant rat? No. Well, pull up a chair because this is a tale you won't forget. In a quiet, peaceful kingdom, nestled between rolling green hills, there was a village famous for its bountiful harvests. The granaries were always full, the markets were always bustling, and the people were always happy. But one day, a shadow fell over their sunny lives. It started with whispers. Food was disappearing from pantries overnight. Then entire sacks of grain vanished from locked storehouses. Fear began to creep into the villagers' hearts. The mystery was solved one terrifying morning when a monstrous creature revealed itself. It was a rat, but a rat of unbelievable size, as big as a horse, with eyes that glowed like hot coals and teeth as sharp as daggers. This was no ordinary pest. It was a beast of legend. It crashed through the village square, its thunderous footsteps shaking the very foundations of their homes. The giant rat declared the village its personal pantry. It devoured their food with a ravenous appetite, leaving nothing behind. The once full granaries were emptied in days. The vibrant marketplace fell silent. The villagers, now starving and terrified, were trapped. The rat patrolled the streets, its immense shadow a constant reminder of their captivity. The king, from his castle overlooking the village, was powerless. His bravest knights had tried to fight the beast, but their swords were like toothpicks against its thick hide. Despair washed over the kingdom. Just when all hope seemed lost, a young man stepped forward. He wasn't a knight or a noble. He was a simple cobbler's boy. Named Finn, known for his clever hands and even quicker wit. He had grown up poor, with little to his name but a sharp mind and a kind heart. Seeing the suffering of his people, Finn knew he had to do something. He couldn't fight the rat with brute force, but maybe, just maybe, he could outsmart it. Finn went to the king and presented a daring plan. The king, desperate, agreed to let him try. Finn spent the next day gathering not swords or shields, but all the cheese he could find, along with a collection of the strongest, stickiest tar from the shipbuilders and the loudest bells from the clock tower. He worked tirelessly through the night, his mind racing as he put his plan into motion. The next morning, Finn rolled a massive ball of cheese, coated in the sticky tar, into the center of the village square. Hidden inside the cheese were all the bells. He then stood at a safe distance and called out, challenging the giant rat. Lured by the irresistible smell of cheese, the beast lumbered out without a second thought. It swallowed the entire cheese ball in one giant gulp. At first, nothing happened. The rat just licked its lips, satisfied. But then a faint jingle started from within its belly. The jingle grew louder and louder until it was a deafening clang. The bells, freed from the melted cheese, were ringing wildly with every move the rat made. Panicked by the unbearable noise inside its own body, the creature shrieked and thrashed. The tar, meanwhile, began to do its work, making the rat's stomach feel terribly sticky and strange. It couldn't stand the internal chaos. With a final ear-splitting roar of frustration, the giant rat fled the village, crashing through the forest and disappearing over the horizon, the sound of bells fading in the distance. A stunned silence fell over the village, quickly replaced by a massive, joyous cheer. The people were free. They poured out of their homes, lifting Finn onto their shoulders and hailing him as their hero. The king was overjoyed. He declared that Finn, the clever cobbler's boy, was the bravest man in the kingdom. As a reward, he offered Finn not just riches, but his daughter, the princess's hand in marriage. Finn, who had long admired the princess from afar, happily accepted. The two were married in a grand celebration that lasted for a week. The village was rebuilt, its granaries were refilled, and life was even better than before. Finn, the boy who started with nothing, became a prince, proving that courage and cleverness are far more powerful than any sword. And they all lived happily ever after, never having to worry about a giant rat again. Thanks for listening to this incredible story. If you love tales of unlikely heroes and clever victories, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. See you next time.